Natasha. I apologize I couldn't meet with you today. I have so many meetings for PD with this stuff, so I'm just going to make you a quick video, and if you still need help, we can meet tomorrow. So some of these questions are open-ended, so there's no wrong or right answer. You're making your own opinion. So let's look here. So I provided this chart for you. This is a school in Georgia, and this is the minimum square footage. Think of a room, okay? And so in the room, this is the size the room can be. So we have to think, so what is the length and the width? And the area has to total to this amount. But we're gonna focus on middle school, which is grades 4 through 8. Okay, so I know a lot of students had trouble with number 2. What are possible dimensions for a 660 square foot middle school classroom? On that one, again, you're going to use length times width. There's a lot of different numbers you can use. I'll show you my example. So my example, I decided to use a length of 33 and a width of 20. So if you do 33 times 20, you get 600 feet squared. This is a possibility. You can also use a 10 by 66. 10 times 66 is 660 feet squared. Okay, or you can use 22 by 30. And there's a few ways you can do it. You can create a paint. That was pretty easy. I was able to do that. You can also, if you have a drawing app, you can use that as well. On here is our rectangular space. Okay, and then we have a length of 22 and a width of 30. So we know with social distancing, it requires 6 feet apart. So we'll say this is 0, and then here we have 6 feet. Well, another student desk has to be another 6 feet. Okay, so that's 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So here we can fit these desks here because they're following 6 feet apart. Well, we also have to think going this way. Sorry about the email notifications. So here we have 0, here we have 6 feet apart, 12, 18, and we have to stop there. If this was 24, we could have added one more, but we can't since it stops at 22. So now looking at this, how many total student desks can fit here? Well, there's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, so a total of 15 students, okay, can fit in this class size with these dimensions. So then you can ask yourself, okay, well, what if we have a length of 10 and we have a width of 66? Well, if the length is 10, here's 0 and here's 6. We could only fit one desk here with a length of 10. Well, if the width is 66 feet, we can fit a lot more desks going this way. So we start at 0, then 6, 12, 18, 24, all the way till we get up to 66 feet. Sorry, my drawing's real small here. I have limited space. So if I were you, I would create, again, a document on Paint. You could even use Excel or you can use drawing. Okay, here's another way you can do it. This would take time though. You can actually draw the chart out and include the number of feet, okay, the length and the width, and then you can include the circles. That's another way you can do it too. Okay, so going back to this, only a total of 11 students or 11 desks can fit if we use these dimensions. Okay, there's one more dimension that you can use as well. You can use a 20 feet by, this is 33 feet. So it's very similar to the first one I showed you, okay? The 20 by 33. And so you can use this one as well, but just change the sides up. That's another way. Okay, and as you can see on this one, you can also fit 15 students. So those are the main problems that students had trouble with. I'll go over the next ones if you need help with those as well. Which of these could hold the greatest number of students? Well, looking at here, the greatest number of students would be this one, right? Why? Because this one can hold 15 students. Okay. Which of these could hold the least number of students? Well, looking at this one, obviously this one only holds 11 students. So the 10 by 66 would hold the least number of students. How many students could the classroom hold if there were a square room? So we're talking about a square, that means the sides have to be the same. So I'm going to use the square root of 660. The square root of 660 is a decimal, but we want to use a whole number. So that's why I chose the number 25. So if we do a 25 by 25, that equals 625, okay? But it's the closest to this number, so we'll stick to this. So if we're thinking about that, we have to think, okay, they all have to be 6 feet apart. And if they're 6 feet apart, then that means we can fit a total of 4, 8, 12, 16 students. So if it's a square, a 25 by 25, we can actually fit 16 students. Okay, the next question, would there have to be any special directions for entering and exiting the room? Well, yeah, if we do incorporate social distancing, definitely that would have to be that 6 feet apart rule. Here we use meters, so it would be about 2 meters. So you can either say 6 feet or 2 meters. What if every student had to leave the room without disrupting others? Well, yeah, of course, we would probably have to include tapes or stickers on the floor to show, you know, the social distancing. We can probably even there's a school in China that's wearing headgear. Okay, so maybe wearing headgear just to make sure that you are 6 feet apart. So then I'll leave it up to you. You can write your opinion there. And then the last questions are also your opinion. I know on the worksheet I added there, what are some other ideas that the schools can incorporate? If you actually look on the website, there's schools in Sweden, what they're doing, what the schools in Sweden are doing, they actually have tape on the floor, and they actually have cubbies. So that means that the person next to them, they can't really see them, they're protected by a glass. So if you look it up, you can look up schools around the world and social distancing on Google, and you can get ideas on there. I hope this helped. If you're still having trouble, just send me an inbox and I'll meet with you on Zoom. Okay, thanks.